Hello, I'm Locke Meredith. Would like to invite you to join me on the next Legal Lines, where my guest is Baton Rouge Mayor President Sharon Broome. The mayor's going to talk to us about a lot of big issues. We were very fortunate to have her for an hour to discuss all the issues facing Baton Rouge. She's going to talk to us about COVID, where we've been and where we're going. She's going to talk to us about the economy and plans already being made to help in that regard. She's going to talk to us about also the community's involvement and how we can continue to help each other by wearing masks, taking corrective steps. And she's going to talk to us about the recovery that we all hope and know is coming. So join us on the next Legal Lines with Mayor President Sharon Broome. I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
I'm Lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Trust is important when hiring an injury law firm. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan Associates, thousands have trusted us and gotten the results they deserved. Visit us at LockeMeredith.com. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555.
Hello, welcome to Legal Lines. I'm Locke Meredith, and I'm very pleased to have back on the show the Mayor President of East Baton Rouge Parish and of the City of Baton Rouge, Sharon Weston Broome. Mayor, it's weird not shaking your hand, and as we've done for all these years, but thank you so very much for coming in and us getting to do this face to face, because there's something makes it a little more special.
Oh, absolutely. And thank you for what you've been doing over the years and affording our community an opportunity to hear what's going on.
Well, I'm glad that we get to do that today. You know, we were talking earlier that when you first were elected for your first term, there was all kinds of turmoil that you were facing, and here we go again. Nothing seems to have, maybe the issues have changed some, but here we go again. But before we dive into that, kind of refresh folks real quickly kind of about your background, because you have an interesting trip, educated in Wisconsin, Dad grows up in Ethel. You get back here thinking you're going back, and boom, here you are.
You know, I have been enormously blessed, and I've had an amazing journey that I'm extremely thankful for. And a lot of that journey certainly includes my years of service serving our community. But you know, my parents relocated, and you might say they remigrated to Baton Rouge 41 years ago.
Everybody seems to come back.
Yeah, and so they have now passed. But at that moment, after staying here after staying here and transitioning, I never gave a second thought to going back to Chicago, where I was born and raised, and went to high school, and then went to college nearby 5 hours away, because I fell in love with the people here in Baton Rouge.
Easy to do.
It is easy to do. Now I'm gonna be totally transparent with you. Not only did I fall in love with the people, because you know, the hospitality, the warmth, but I also fell in love with the climate, and I fell in love with the food too.
Amen,
you know,
sister.
so and so now that I have the opportunity, and I have for the nearly 4 years now, to be the mayor president of this great city and parish, you know, I feel that God has really smiled on me.
I was going to say, it's amazing what good works He has prepared for you before the foundations of the earth, and you never even have a clue.
Yeah, never have a clue. So it's been a journey.
Well, I know it's been had ups and downs, but the contribution we were talking about earlier is you have dedicated your life. It's been a service. Sure, it has some accolades to it, but it also requires great sacrifice. And as I indicated, you seem to have come in during times of required great sacrifice, a lot of challenges. So it was interesting. I was reading the notes from my last show with you. You had just been elected. You'd been in office for 10 months, and you were kind of, you know, getting settled and getting the people, looking for the people you wanted and getting them into their positions. And of course, you selected Chief Murphy Paul to run the Baton Rouge Police. And so let's kind of talk about those issues. You know, back then, and really honestly, all of politics, the only way you're going to have success is if you have money, resources to do what you think needs to be done to make the changes you think need to be made. So let's talk about the fact that you got passed over or very near a $1 billion tax package that generates just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars over the years. And how that has empowered you. And honestly, it's miraculous that you got it done, because I know Mayor Kip Holden had tried 3 times and couldn't get it done. You kind of weaned it down to the bare bones, made it real clear what was going to be done, and boom. So tell the folks where we are, please.
Well, I am so glad that we can put a check mark by our work in terms of roads and infrastructure with our MOVE VBR
we
plan.
need it.
Oh, absolutely. With our MOVE VBR plan, I mean, the citizens said yes to a half-cent sales tax. We were very specific and transparent in terms of what projects would be paid for and what this would mean. It was very clear, and I believe that transparency certainly appealed and was appreciated by the public, and that's why we won the ability to move forward with it, with the half-cent sales tax. And here we are now in 2020 in the midst of a global pandemic, and our MOVE BR program continues to
It's still moving.
It's still moving. And it is infusing our economy, but even more so, we will see the fruit of what we're doing right now for years to come. So we're rolling out at least 4 major projects this year. One of the major projects that we are rolling out is something that is now becoming a reality, and that is our light synchronization.
Oh, amen.
I've had
Thank
so
you
many
for that.
people say, well, yeah, you know, people have talked about light synchronization. They said this was going to do it, this plan was going to do it, but we are doing it right now. We are proud of the work that is going to take place. We will start seeing changes in some signals as we are rolling out millions of dollars in new fiber optics. And that part of MOVE VBR is, you will see that impact as we go through the end of 2020. But in addition to that, we've got at least 4 other roads and road projects specifically that will be taking place throughout the city and parish. And you know, Locke, one of the points that I want our citizens to know is that the MOVE EBR program is an equitable program. What do I mean by that? I mean that we are touching every corner of this city and parish. Every council,
As it should be.
Yeah,
and where the needs are needed.
Exactly. It's not based on politics. It's based on data and the needs.
And
as
I
you
think
said.
that's real important for
Yeah.
folks to know, Mayor, because
Yeah.
this, you know, some folks will say, well, you know, it's finally starting to happen after, and the reason is it takes so
Yeah.
much planning.
Yeah.
So many different groups with expertise and shareholders and all this stuff
Yeah.
have to be brought in and identified. And y'all have gone through all that process now, and it's being implemented.
And at the end of the day, we're going to see 70 projects that are going to transform our city and our parish. And I like to break it down like this because people can identify. Every city council district has major projects that will be taking place in their district. So that way we're touching every part of the city and parish. But as I said, it will be transformative. You know, we have not had an infrastructure, transportation, roads project like this in the history of Baton Rouge, almost $1 billion. So this type of historic infrastructure project will be very evident to our citizens, and they can see where their money is going. So I'm very glad about that, but I'm also glad because it helps us as we address our quality of place and quality of life
helps
issues.
our children's and
it
families.
helps. It
All right,
helps so many other aspects.
We'll continue this on the next
Okay.
segment. This is Locke Meredith with the Legal Lines, and my very special guest, Mayor Sharon Broome. We'll be right back.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. Trust is important when hiring an injury law firm. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan Associates, thousands have trusted us and gotten the results they deserved. Visit us at LockeMeredith.com. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555.
Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has served our community by airing Legal Lines, a community educational program for 18 years weekly to Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas. Watch Legal Lines at LockeMeredith.com or Cox Channel 1004.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Lawyer Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Welcome back to Legal Lines. I'm Locke Meredith. I'm very pleased to have back on the show the mayor of Baton Rouge, Sharon Broome. Sharon, let's dive right back in.
Yeah.
You were talking about you got the $1 billion MOVE EBR tax passed, and you're implementing it now.
Right.
Normally it takes a lot of time and a lot of people to put together the plans to make sure everything's done correctly, timely, and efficiently. You've now gone through that, but you talked about 70 projects.
Yes.
You talked about two. I presume there's a lot more.
Yeah, and you know what, Locke? I want everybody to know that we are very big on transparency in government. So guess what? You can see all the work that we're doing and that's going to take place with MOVE EBR on our website.
So just go
We
click
have a
in.
website that is
And that's what
specifically
they look
focused on
for, MOVE EBR.
And so while we have that website, I want to make sure that I talk about, that's why I pulled out my little cheat sheet here.
Well, you said light synchronization, but there's also a bunch of road
Oh
projects.
yeah, and so the
All over
light
the place.
synchronization is about to roll out, and you can see that on our website as well. But we have at least 30 new contracts that are going out this year. And let me tell you, this is what people want to know. What's happening for me? What's in it for me? So for this year, now, this is going to be a project that is going to go on for years and years to come, 70 projects. So we're rolling out these projects this year. So listen closely, it may be in a neighborhood near you. The Picardy Perkins Extension, also known as Mall of Louisiana, that's rolling out this year. Ben-Hur Road realignment and Nicholson Drive intersection, that's rolling out this year. In Zachary, McHugh Road, from Groom Road to Lower Zachary Road. Then we have one that everybody is, I know,
thrilled
very
about.
Pico Lane expansion, Perkins Road and Airline Highway, and 72nd Avenue sidewalks, Scenic Highway to I-110. And actually, I went for the ribbon cutting for the 72nd Avenue sidewalk. So this
really is parish-wide.
And it's going to be transformative. And so the synchronization is going to connect 470 traffic signals, and we will be managed to improve traffic, listen to this, from 10 to 50% in our parish. So this is going to
Meaning what? The travel time will be
absolutely.
reduced by that
Exactly.
amount? That not only saves time, but that saves money.
Yeah. Oh.
And it gives you a greater possibility of
Absolutely.
quality of life.
Absolutely. And so what we
So
can do,
important.
what we can do is certainly encourage people to go to our website, to see the projects as they're rolling out, to stay updated. But we will, from my office, and we do, give frequent updates in terms of what's going on with the MOVE EBR. Now, there's a component yet to come, and that would be the enhancement component.
Okay, enhancement of what?
So, good question. So
Meaning improvements.
$40 million, $45 million, part of this project where the citizens start making recommendations in terms of enhancements. Let me give you an example of an enhancement. Well, it could be a sidewalk enhancement. It could be a bike lane. That would be considered an enhancement. So things that add value.
So how do people get that info?
So we're going.
Ideas to you.
So we're going to have when we get ready to do the enhancements, we're going to do community outreach, and then the community will be able to give us their feedback.
Because they're the shareholders,
Yes,
honestly.
exactly. We're not at that point yet, but moving forward, we will have a specific format where people can give their recommendations for community enhancement.
Excellent, great idea.
Yeah.
And in other words, the money's going where it needs
Absolutely.
to the people
Absolutely.
who know where the problems are.
Absolutely. And you know, this is, I tell people oftentimes, Locke, when I was elected, I had less than 30 days before I was sworn in as mayor president. I think it was less than 30 days, certainly not more. But we hit the ground running, addressing those priorities that were communicated to us during the campaign. And certainly roads, transportation was one of those.
Makes sense. All right, well, it's kind of, you know, 70 projects, that's a lot. That'd take up 10 shows. So y'all also got hundreds of millions of dollars in federal money and state participation, as I understand it, for additional drainage, because again, you came in for your first term right after the 2016 flood, and Lord knows
Absolutely.
that was miserable.
Yeah, so drainage is a top priority for our administration. It has, and for my citizens, our citizens here. And so we went to work in collaboration with our congressional leadership, working with folks like Garrett Graves, and also working with our Governor John Bell Edwards.
Yeah, I know Fred Rayford's right in the middle of
Yeah,
it.
Fred is our transportation and drainage person, someone who is highly respected in our community for his years of service, but also for his knowledge.
Right.
And so now we have implemented a stormwater master plan. And what that is going to do...
Tell people what stormwater, what is
I'm
that?
breaking it down, and I've learned so much since, you know, so, and I want our citizens to understand what it really means. So what we're doing through the stormwater master plan, we are looking at all of the drainage, drainage issues in our city and parish. We're looking at our canals, we're looking at, so they're studying everything. And then we will have an implementation plan, a plan that we can implement, I should say, that is strategic in nature in terms of addressing these findings of the stormwater master plan.
How far along, like when do we start to see dirt?
We have started on that, and we anticipated, we've already talked about some of the anticipated results from that, and we will in 2021 probably see more implementation. We do have some funding for that through our hazard mitigation funds, but we will also work on getting more funding as needed based on what the report shares with us. But beyond that, we have, with the help of our congressional and state leaders, we've worked to address drainage through the 5 tributaries project, and that's over $200 million in work that will take place.
Does that include the Comate diversion project?
You know,
parts of it?
actually, that is part of it, but actually the $250 million that I am speaking of, and that's a separate project, but is very important in this process, would be Wards Creek,
Okay.
Jones Creek,
Okay. Needed.
Beaver Bayou,
Right.
Blackwater Bayou, and Bayou Fountain.
Excellent.
So when I say those, then people can connect the dots. They're like, oh yeah, I know where that is. I know where that is.
And it's a big deal. We got a
it's a big-
hurricane coming at us again,
Exactly.
it looks like. And it's just...
So that's where we're going to be working. That's where we're putting our dollars working, and that is going to transform drainage issues.
Excellent. All right, we'll continue this on the next segment. This is Locke Meredith Legal Lines, Baton Rouge Mayor Sharon Broome. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We see this a lot. You're battling an insurance company because of a wreck, not your fault. They're not calling you back or being fair. You're injured, your car's damaged, and you need to see a doctor. You're in pain. You can't work, pay your bills, or fix your vehicle. You need help. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. Better yet, come see us. We'd be honored to help, and you have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. Open the phone book or look online. There are plenty of lawyers to choose from. And if you ask any of them, they'll agree that the vast majority of claims settle without ever having gone to trial. And I'll tell you, any lawyer can settle a claim. It's not hard to settle a claim, but it takes hard work to get a client what he or she deserves. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan Associates, we have a proven record of working hard for our clients. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Welcome back to Legal Lines. I'm Locke Meredith. Pleased again to have on the show Baton Rouge Mayor Sharon Broome. Sharon, let's kind of shift gears a little bit. We talked about what you're doing for the roads and the securitization, a lot of road projects, cleaning out the canal, so hopefully we don't have as much backwater flooding and such, and more quickly the rain runs off. Let's talk about the economic development that's going on. It's so interesting. We had a historical economy everywhere, it seems like, and then the COVID hit. But let's talk about what we're doing and what your plan is in that regard. Because, and you already said, this $1 billion is going to help a lot.
Certainly, Move EBR is an integral part of our economic development here in Baton Rouge and East Baton Rouge Parish. But we haven't stopped there. You know, even in the midst of a COVID-19 environment, which has stalled our economy, we all realize that. And certainly our small businesses have been challenged during this season. And I have always said that we certainly have to look out at, for the health and well-being of our citizens, but it doesn't have to be exclusive from looking out at our economy and our small businesses and our businesses.
Well, they should go
here.
hand in hand, I guess.
Absolutely, and so we've done that even in the midst of this global pandemic. We did that with our Keep BR Serving program. We're talking about the economy, and so, you know, we know restaurants are a part of the fabric of our community.
And boy,
here.
have they been through it.
Absolutely.
I mean,
and so in collaboration with some of our restaurant leaders, we were able to put together a program, raise thousands of dollars, and help some of our area restaurants stay afloat during the season, and also contribute to our servers who work in that restaurant industry. Recently, through our Mayor's Restart BR program, we were able to stand up with the help of public-private partnerships, and that's big for growing our economy. We have to have public-private partnerships. We were able to put together a $1 million package for a micro enterprise package.
Interesting.
Yeah,
explain to folks what micro.
Okay, so it means small, that you will get. We are.
And this is a
offering,
loan, kind of a loan.
No, this is free. It won't be a loan. It's a grant. It's a grant, which is what businesses need.
Well, sure.
You know, to infuse them. And so, if people meet the criteria as small businesses, they can get up to $2,500. You know, certainly that doesn't cover everything.
Keeps the lights on.
That's right. It will pay some bills, you know, keep the lights on. And so we're encouraging people to go to the Urban League's website, because they are facilitating this for us. But we've had people like Investar Bank who have helped us. We've had GMF, I always get their acronym, the mortgage company, GMFS, I believe is the correct acronym. They have helped in this process as well, and some other businesses have sowed into this fund.
It's a great time for it to happen too, because, you know, a lot of folks have been laid off. It's not their fault. And,
exactly.
And, you know, if they've got an idea, if ever there's a time to take a chance.
So that's what we've been doing. But, you know, what do we do moving forward? And people want to know that. Inquiring minds want to know, how's our economy?
It's a scary time for a lot of
and
folks.
you know, just recently, Dr. Lauren Scott talked about what the future looks like for our economy, how we've been hit here in Baton Rouge. But in 2022, he anticipates that we will be in a strong recovery. And I certainly believe that. Look, even during this season, we've been keeping it rolling in terms of pursuing businesses and companies coming to Baton Rouge, like the tech industry and the healthcare industry. We've reached out to many companies to invite them here in to Baton Rouge. We've worked to stand up areas of disinvestment, like in North Baton Rouge, where Howell Place, a medical complex, was vacant for 15 years.
Wow.
Now we've got partners who have helped us, and we now have Oceans Healthcare there. We have Ochsner setting up a primary care clinic. We have an ophthalmologist there who's been there throughout the tenure. And so we do know this. When there's areas of disinvestment that exist in our community, it has a broad impact. And so that's why a lot of our focus has been on uplifting those areas of disinvestment. But guess what? It also can be attractive for businesses who want to invest in our community, which grows our economy. So now we have this turnkey economic growth taking place in North Baton Rouge, and growth attracts growth. And I believe that we will have other businesses who will look for perhaps some site parcels of land that can be turned around and invested in. And we also have companies who are constantly looking at us and locating here, such as eBay. Their presence is here in Baton Rouge, such as Amazon. Their presence is here in Baton Rouge.
I know the federal government is talking about doing another stimulus package at some point here. You would hope sooner than later. What kind of planning takes place? I know y'all don't get immediate notice of when it's coming because nobody apparently knows, but what type of planning is going on right now and how do y'all get access to some of that money?
So I will tell you that
We got about 2 minutes.
Yeah, we had access through our through CARES Act funding, which is funding that we've received from the federal government.
Does it go from the Fed straight to the city of Baton Rouge, or does it come through the state and then from the state to you guys?
Some of it comes through
Both
the
ways?
state to our Office of Community Development, to other departments specifically, but a lot of it is based on reimbursement,
Okay,
in
so
terms
y'all
of,
have to spend the money and then you get the money back.
Money that we feel like we spent during the COVID-19 that we can certainly recoup, but it does have some strings attached to it.
That was my next question, because it always does.
Yeah, it does have some strings attached into what it can be used for. But despite that, we have been able to put together some significant public-private partnerships that have been notable for our community as we drive our economy. And look, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the presence of places like Exxon and Pennington and other big corporations, IBM, that are part of the fabric of our community and our economy here. Places like Tony's Seafood that have been here for years
Forever.
and years. And so our economy will bounce back. We will have better days ahead.
And I agree with that. And so bottom line is the future is being planned for now for when it comes, and we'll be able to tackle it. So we're about to sign off on this show, but we're going to follow up with the next show discussing what you and I had talked about as being these are all people issues, but these are dealing with the serious issues of COVID and these other matters. So let's move to that next segment. This is Locke Meredith, Legal Lines, and my very special guest, the Baton Rouge Mayor, Sharon Broome. We'll see you next time, maybe right after this.